What's going on, guys? Weinraub AKA the Handsome Homebuyer. Today we're going to be talking about how to set up a real estate entity, specifically an LLC, for your real estate business. However, we're really going to be discussing general entity structure, what the difference high level between an SCorp is and an LLC, out-of-state entities, do you need them, do you not, and then ultimately how to layer entities for protection. Disclaimer in this video, I'm obviously not an attorney, I'm not an accountant. Lord knows half the time I don't even know what I'm talking about. So make sure that you speak to your attorney or accountant before doing any of this. In fact, they should do it for you. However, what I would suggest is you get the right attorney and accountant. Don't hire your attorney who, really screwed over your wife during your divorce to do your LLC entity and real estate stuff. It just doesn't really make sense. It's like hiring your dentist to do open heart surgery. They're both doctors. It doesn't work. Make sure you are niche and specific. Okay, so what's the difference between an LLC and an SCorp? I get this question a lot through the text platform. By the way, if you're not on the text platform, there's the number. Why aren't you on there? It's free. I don't get it. Tons of great stuff happening in there. Get it done, already done. Like Walter Green. Congrats, Walter Green, having a baby. Walter Green is now really officially done. LLC. Okay, so the difference between an LLC and an SCorp, here are a few differences. If you're an owner of an LLC, you are known as a member. If you are an SCorp, if you have an SCorp, you are known as a shareholder, okay? There's a lot of tax differences. Again, I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole right now because it gets a little crazy. Reach out to your accountant, but there are significant tax differences associated with SCorps versus LLCs, with self-employment tax and things that flow through and don't, and LLCs can be treated as SCorps and vice versa. It gets very complicated. Make sure you have a great accountant that does it. Another big difference is difference in ownership. So if you're gonna go into partnership arrangements in an SCorp, the ownership has to be equal. So 50-50, 5 people at 20%. Somebody can't be a 10% owner and somebody be a 90% owner. That structure doesn't lend itself to SCorps. You can, however, do that in LLCs. You can do whatever you want in that respect, 90-10, 1%, 0.5%, whatever you want to do, you can do that in an LLC scenario. Another big difference is the cost. LLCs are significantly more expensive than SCorps. SCorps are a nominal fee to the Department of State. It's a few $100s. You're up, you're running, and you're ready to go. You get a tax ID number that goes with that separately through the IRS website, and you're up and ready very quick. LLC, you're up and running very quick as well, but the big difference is you have to publish. So whereas if you're hiring somebody to do an SCorp for you, maybe all in you're looking at $750 if you're paying a service to do it. With an LLC, depending on how complex it is, you're looking at really anywhere from $1,250 to $2,000, depending on if the attorney's doing it, how much they're charging you to publish. There are services out there that do this for you. I would not recommend going on LegalZoom or something like that to form entities for you. This is a big deal. You can really get in trouble. Proper entity protection will save you tons and tons and tons of money or ruin your life. So it's important to invest the money up front with the right attorney and the right accountant to get these things set up, because it'll save you money and protect you. Layering entities. So let me explain to you what you do as you start to get bigger and you have more entities. So myself, what do? I have an SCorp, which is a holding company, and that holding company is in turn the owner of all the other LLCs. So whatever I do. So I essentially work for that holding company. I get a paycheck every week, just like anybody else does. And that holding company is the owner of everything else. So if I was to, let's say, have LLCs that owned multiple or single rental properties, the holding company is the owner. If I were to own businesses, that's the owner. If I was to buy notes, the holding company is the owner. I myself personally own absolutely nothing. If one day I'm inspired to go out there and actually buy a house that I live in, might happen, but most likely not, I wouldn't personally be the owner of that. You don't want to be the personal owner of anything out there. So that's really the structure. And listen, do you have to do that at the beginning? No, you don't have to do that at the beginning. As things grow, or if you have real visions of grandeur and you know you're going to achieve it and you want to set it up that way at the beginning, God bless, do it. I didn't at the beginning. Only as I grew did I change my structure, and I'm sure my structure will get changed multiple times again as I reach different levels of success. Another question I get all the time is out-of-state entities. people read books on Nevada and Wyoming and Delaware entities, and right away they're like, that's what I got to do. Not necessarily. I'm not going to say there aren't benefits to them. There are definitely benefits. Certain benefits of, better asset protection. They don't disclose who the members or shareholders are. If there's any type of litigation, a lot of times it has to be done in that state. So and which makes it, less convenient if someone's trying to frivolously sue you for nonsense. So there are benefits to it. But again, sometimes, the expense and the aggravation and everything outweighs the benefits, and sometimes you're just adding layers for the purpose of adding layers, and there's really no reason to do that. So again, this is something that you really need to speak to your attorney and accountant on. If you're thinking about doing something out of state as far as forming an entity in Delaware is probably the most popular. Wyoming and Nevada are also very, very big. Read up on them, learn about them, speak to your local attorney, see if they're really limiting your liability and what kind of benefits, and then what are the additional costs associated with managing that process. So listen, if you have any questions about LLCs and entities, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment down below, shoot me a DM. We appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you on next week's educational vlog.